Happy Saturday, Texas, and welcome to the Connect Show. We are so excited today to be back with you on your Saturday morning. Of course, each week we are sitting down, diving into different topics with boss babes across Texas who are leveling up. But before we get into it, good morning to my co-host, Wendy Morales. And y'all, it's official, right? Oh, it's official! Michelle Hammonds is our new co-host for Texas. So happy, so happy. So you guys, I'm excited for today's show. It's going to be fantastic. If you've been following me or really heard any of, the interviews that I've shared on national publications, I talk about an experience in the 10th grade, okay? And yes, girl, the 10th grade, I got to share this in a big way on iHeartRadio with one of my co-hosts in South Florida. Her name is Stitches. She's a radio personality for about 11 stations across the country, but you can check her out on 103.5 The Beat if you're in Miami. But in the 10th grade, and dreams come true. I just have to tell you, dreams come true. Our teacher said, we had to write this paper. What do you want to be when you grow up? And my friend still today, her name's Molly Bow. She said, when I grow up, I'm going to be Katie Couric. And I said, well, when I grow up, I'm going to be Ananda Lewis. And baby, today, on your Saturday, I am so excited to share that we have the Ananda Lewis joining us today.
That is such a cute, beautiful story, girl. Wow.
10th grade.
Wow.
And Ananda, I tell you, you're like Oprah Winfrey to me. I was listen, these are all facts. I was telling my girl who's here with me before we were getting on, I was like, this is Oprah. Okay, because when I was a young Black little girl growing up in Burnsville, Minnesota in high school, there was no other girl that looked like me. Well, I was dreaming to look like you, but there was nobody else. There was Oprah and there was Ananda Lewis, right?
Wow.
MTV, BET, you're so incredible. You're so inspiring. And not to mention, I'm a Howard University grad too, baby. So,
hey,
okay,
so look at the glowy orange. Look at the orange. We just synced up, girl. We're synced up.
I am so excited to learn about the new app you've been working on, ALIXIR.
Yes.
I want to find all about it. I want you to tell everyone, because I really believe that everyone needs to be a part of this incredible dream of yours.
Thank you so much. It really has been a dream of mine for about a year. I was working on this for a really long time. So I went away and did like 16 weeks of treatment in Arizona for like the health stuff, which I'm sure we'll get into later. But even there, I would come home from like 6 and 7 hours of IVs and work on, editing and getting stuff done. So here's the app. It's available at all the app stores. This little yellow button here. I like yellow. I like orange. There are, let's see, there it is. So when you get it, it's available in all app stores right now, Google Play, Apple, that's the cover. And then it just scrolls up to all these different little areas. And so my health journey right there is really an inside look to what I've gone through the last 2 years of fighting breast cancer, mainly alternatively, but also I did, some of the integrative stuff. And then we have just like health stuff that is me giving a lot of the tips of things I've learned along the way. This is the fan mail flashback, is me opening mail from MTV from 20-something years ago that they never gave me. When I left, they gave me 11 boxes of mail, and I'd never seen it. And then it went to my mom's house and stayed in the garage. And so finally I did this big renovation on my mom's house, found the mail and was like, oh, I got to open it. So I'm finally opening that stuff. And there's Closet Raid. People are helping to get rid of stuff out of my closet because I'm a pack rat. So they're voting on stuff that needs to go. And then there's the Daddy's Issues. There's a podcast I haven't started yet, so you'll see coming soon. But it's with my dad. I didn't grow up with my dad, and I have a lot of issues as a result of that, like a lot of us women do that didn't have that father figure. So I'm lucky that he's still on the planet and he's open to discussing that. So I'm going to get to deal with some issues with him. And then there's the vault. The vault is fun. It's a bunch of things you can scroll through, kind of from all those years you talked about, Natalie, all the fun stuff I did at MTV, all the great people I met, some of the magazine covers, like all the pictures that are in my own personal vault and memory are there.
Well, I got to tell you, I just downloaded the app, and Wendy and Michelle, they love you just as much as me. So I know they'll be downloading it too. You at home, download the ALIXIR
I literally just put a new episode of Fan Mail Flashback up there. So I mean, it's completely free. The only thing that costs anything, and it's an optional thing, is the health subscription, because it's so intimate and private that I wanted to give myself kind of an ability to value it, right? So it's like $6. It's really affordable.
And everybody needs it. Everybody go get it, because we're gonna get into this health journey. Yay, girl! I'm gonna jump through this TV here in a minute and come
you can't do it over.
Oh my goodness. Okay, Ananda, we're gonna take a quick break. You're gonna come back right after the break. And she will share in more detail how a trip to the doctor changed her life. More with the Queen, Ananda Lewis, coming up next.
Welcome to Crush It with Christy. Christy Primer coming to you, talking today about cash flow. Now, all of us women in business have desires in our heart for a reason. And one of the things that I do at my company, Primetime Consulting Services Incorporated, is teach women how to elevate their confidence, make better connections, and bring in that cash flow. So I have 3 tips for you today. First thing, be more you. Put more you into your business. People buy from people that they know, like, and trust. Research has proven it time and time again. Second tip, get into the energy of the sale. I do a lot of sales training, selling a service. Do not be quiet about what you have to offer. Do not minimize the greatness of what you have to offer. Step into the abundance of expectation of the sale. The third tip is be out there, connect, share your product, tweak your messaging accordingly, speak to your ideal customer. Figure out who that is. I have so many different tips about stepping into the energy of abundance in my latest book, Confessions of a Self-Care Junkie. These are 3 practical ways that you can elevate that cash flow, because we love talking about money, honey. Thanks for joining me today. I will be back next week with even more tips to help you crush it in business and life.
Well, welcome back to the Connect Show, Texas. And as you know, we are with my girl crush every day, the Ananda Lewis. And, you know, Ananda, I love how transparent you're being. I got to tell you, when I hopped on Instagram and I saw that you had shared you discovering that you had breast cancer, I couldn't believe it, because number one, you know, you look like you looked 20 years ago. I don't know how you do that. We'll talk on camera. Straight up. And just number 2, you just never know what a person is going through. And it's just so kind and generous when they're willing to share, because the truth is we're all going through something, whether we talk about it or not, right? Amen. So, but what I admire too about you is that I read somewhere you've lived 5 lives in 1 lifetime. And your story's so good. So talk about this trip to the doctor, because I know you said that your mother wasn't getting mammograms regularly at some point.
My mother was. I wasn't. Yeah.
Okay.
My mother did it completely right. For 30 years, I watched her go in every year, get the mammogram, get the radiation, get the scans. And she was diligent about it. And at the end of that 30 years, she had breast cancer. I walked with her through her journey. She did conventional, she did the full chemo, she lost a breast, she did everything she was told to do. And you know, I felt like I should have taken more seriously, because my mom had it, that I had this higher risk, right? We know that to be true. But there wasn't a genetic component found in anybody in my family who had dealt with breast cancer up until the time that I had. And so I looked at my mom's experience and kind of extrapolated from myself that the mammogram led to the breast cancer. Now, I am not ever going to say that I don't believe that there is some damage that happens with radiation. I think studies have shown for years that we know there's damage to the human body with radiation. What I failed to really fully understand and take really seriously was the risk to reward ratio, right? So yes, there's some little risk that exists in having constant radiation every year from mammograms. From the time my mother was doing it all these years ago, mammograms have improved. There's less exposure than there used to be. There's all these things that I didn't understand. So what I should have been able to benefit from was the reward side, which says that you're going to benefit by knowing what's going on in your body way earlier than if you wait like I did and have to find a lump for yourself. By the time you find it, it's been there for years, and it could have been found during those years.
So important to follow up with that. Absolutely. And that's one thing that my mom always also found very important. Go get your mammogram. Go get it taken care of. Again, it's been an honor. And coming up next, the Boss Babe Magic continues. Next, we have celebrity chef Tommi Vincent. Yes, her husband is the executive vice president of football operations for the NFL. But she's making her own girl boss magic, and she is showing us how we can too. We'll be right back.
It's your Marketing Minute with the Social Post Marketing Agency. I'm Christina Garcia, and I'm going to talk about the benefits of social media. Number one is going to be brand awareness. You want to be top of mind, and you want your brand to stand out. What better way than to leverage social media? Number two, engagement. Create engaging and appealing content to your target audience. You want them to like, comment, and share, because the more they do this, the more impressions you'll get. Number three, educate. Educate the consumer on the product or the services that you have to offer. Let them know what you can do for them. And number four, inspire. Inspire the consumer with the benefits that come with your products or services. Let them know how you can benefit them. That's all for your Marketing Minute. I'm Christina Garcia with the Social Post Marketing Agency. Please follow us on Facebook and Instagram, and we do have a Snapchat where we share tips and tricks. Or visit us at www.thesocialpost.agency.
All right, ladies. Well, welcome back. You are watching the Connect Show Texas. And man, it just gets better and better, because up next we have another VIP. It's Tommi Vincent. She's with us today. As you know, she is a celebrity chef, although she's at the table with us each week. And we've been talking a lot about her podcast, but I'm excited today to stir up some new ideas for our kids and the kitchen this season. So Tommi, welcome to the show.
Hey, ladies.
Hey.
Tommi, you are just as remarkable yourself, and I'm like addicted to your, I think you just put up a black bean salad on your Instagram, and I'm like, I'm making that tonight. That is on my table tonight. I cannot wait to try it, and I'll let you know how it turns out. Probably not as good as yours. But with that being said, can you tell us what's in season as far as fruits, veggies? What should we lean towards?
So coming up, we are on the season where berries are taking center stage, and berries are lovely because you can do so many things with them, from the sweet to the savory side. And in particular, in your area, in Texas, berries are definitely on the scene. You also have melons that are on the horizon, which you can do a lot of different things with. And you have corn, and I love fresh corn, perfect for barbecuing outside and throwing it on the grill, and just doing so many amazing things with those fresh items on your table.
So smart and yummy. That sounds so yummy. I'm like, okay, we'll do the kids and myself. We're gonna have that. I'm like, I can't want that for me. I can't wait to try these. They sound yummy. But Tommi, I just love learning from you. I love hearing you speak, everything you have to share. But let's talk, or can you share about your podcast, Stay a While? As women, we can be difficult, or it can be difficult to grow while trying to juggle it all as a mom too. So tell me how you do it.
The key is establishing rules and regulations for yourself. And that may sound stringent, like a rule and a regulation, but you put things in place as your protection. And the Stay a While table is established because I recognize that in order for me to be successful in life, I had to put in place what I call non-negotiables.
Yes.
What is essential for Tommi Vincent in order for her to thrive? What is necessary to be a part of the component of me developing in full capacity into the woman that I have the ability to be? There are no limits to our possibilities.
Yeah.
And so putting things in place so you recognize, like, listen, I'm going to make sure that I carve out every morning 20 minutes, 30 minutes to do X, Y, Z, because this fills my cup. Don't take it off the table for nothing. It's called a non-negotiable. So those are things that we can do to put in place for ourselves. And we talk about that on the Stay a While podcast, because in order for us to grow and to learn and become, I really believe that we're able to do that when we share our stories and we come together collectively to talk about these things. Tell me what you're doing to be successful, and I'll tell you what I'm doing, and we put those things together, and boy, that's magic.
Man, it reminds me of how so many families, we don't have time to sit at the table, like take it back and be a little figurative with it. Please tell me how, and all of our friends watching, how they can find you, support you, and really learn from you in all of these incredible areas.
Yes, so you can follow along with me on all social media. I'm located at Chef Tommi V, and that's Tommi with an I. And you can also follow along on at Stay a While Show on Instagram and Facebook, and join me for my weekly lives that I do on Mondays, where I bring in amazing people who are sharing life secrets and giving us some just food for thought as we're continuing to journey forward and becoming our best selves. And Michelle, let me tell you this. We have time for what we make time for. If you want to get to the table, then you make it a priority and make that a non-negotiable and get your butt to the table.
We got to get to the table.
Oh my God, that table.
Get it, girl.
That's it. Yes, Tommi Vincent. Love it. Love it. Love it. Tommi, we'll see you back here next week. And coming up next, don't go anywhere. You at home. We are talking spring fashion after the break. We'll be right back.
We hear very often the concept of playing big. Well, today I want to invite you to play big by joining our community of Austin professionals and entrepreneurs. There are over 6,000 members waiting to connect with you. It's a great community to network with local professionals and business owners. And I think it's beautiful to see that beyond the connections that our group has created, we can see alliances. I have seen realtors finding lenders, for example, and teaming up. Shout out to Kelly Gonzalez and Christy with Thrive Mortgage. Professionals in the insurance industry making alliances with, for instance, small medical teams like Emily Montgomery with Skin Science. And we have worked with amazing local partners like Spectrum Reach and the Hotel Grand Duca. We are now resuming our live events, and I am super excited. So yes, grab that link and join the group, and we'll see you there.
Welcome back to the Connect Show, Texas. And our next guest is continuing to bring that girl boss magic. We're talking spring fashion with the owner of Aspen Threads. Please welcome Miss Courtney to the show.
Hi, thank y'all for having me. How are y'all doing?
Oh, nice to see you. Welcome, welcome.
Thank you.
Thanks for joining us, Courtney. Can you tell us a little bit about your journey and how or what got you there? What inspired you?
Yeah, sure. So, I had always loved the idea of owning my own boutique and having my own boutique, but I was just really scared of making that big step. So, I really wanted to open something where it had the boutique clothing feel, but it was still affordable. So in December 2019, I really started researching, and I remember calling my husband and said, hey, I have this idea. I want to do it. And he was 100% supportive for it. So after that, I made that commitment, that big step, and I opened Aspen Threads Boutique.
Well, let's get into some of those things you have in the background because spring has sprung, right? We're past Easter. That means we can plant in our gardens. There won't be another winter freeze. Typically, that's what we can look forward to. What are the threads, the Aspen threads for spring, Courtney?
You know, color. I feel like color is really key this season. Pops of color, whether that be earrings, lipstick, things like that. Pastels are really in for spring, where that's the baby pinks, the greens, yellows, blues, things like that. And then denim. I feel like denim is always in season, but especially this season, it's the whitewash light denim and straight leg denim. That's really in season right now. And then we can't forget the statement sleeve. That's really in also. The sheer sleeves, little dainty details as far as the, with puff sleeves, things like that.
Oh, so do you want to show us something that you have back there? This is your time, girlfriend. Let's see it, girl. Let's see it.
Well, this right here, this is actually going to be coming soon. Some of the stuff I have, but some of it is coming soon also. But
it's so cute, your top. Love your sheer top.
So the statement sleeve, the sheer sleeve, that's definitely in right now.
Love that.
Also with this one. The same idea.
Love it.
And like I said, the light wash straight leg denim, that's also really in right now too. So those are just a few things that we will have coming soon.
Ah, thank you, Courtney. I love it.
Yeah, I love it too.
Sorry.
Where can people find you?
You can find me online at aspenthreads.com and then on all social media, whether that's TikTok, Instagram, and Facebook, and it's at Aspen Threads Boutique.
I am so excited to check out your store, Aspen Threads. I love that sheer sleeve. It is so, I feel like that's so flattering for everyone. And like the big sleeve, it's so fun. So thank you so much for coming on the show. Up next, we are taking it to the classroom. Grab your kids. Miss Murray is in the building. Sit tight. We're going to be right back.
Hey everyone, my name is Belinda. I'm a busy mom from a small town in West Texas. I wear many hats throughout my day, from mom, wife, CFO, and having my own YouTube channel. Pretty much anything thrown my way, I'll give it a try. I share a ton of different tips over on my YouTube, from cooking, cleaning, and organizing your home to all things mom. I would love to share all this with you. Find me over on all of my socials for the latest, and of course subscribe to my YouTube channel under Belinda & Co.
Good morning. This week's tech tip is going to be about a couple of things that you should think about heading into the second quarter. Can you believe we're already in the second quarter of this year? Crazy, right? Well, you want to make sure that you are covering your cybersecurity with your employees. So have you set up a meeting to cover kind of new threats that are going on, things that they need to be retrained on, things to watch out for with their email, things to watch out for that just cover your business? Also, another thing to think about, have you done your annual assessment this year for 2021? Do you have a list of all your inventory of your laptops, your tablets, any type of devices that are in the field, and are they being protected right now? And the other thing is, do you have any websites that you need to block? Anything that you're concerned about? And lastly, have you checked your website to see if there's any spoofed websites out there? One of the things that Shelby Technology Solutions can help you with is definitely going to see if you have any spoofed websites. Basically, a spoofed website is any website that could accidentally be typed in when they're looking for you, something really similar to your website, whether it be a .org, a .net, or something that may come up. Thank you.
Welcome back to the Connect Show, Texas. We have the lovely Miss Murray of Murray's Corner with us today. Welcome.
Hello, ladies. Thank you so much for having me.
So glad
So
you're
happy.
here.
Yeah, so glad you're here. Well, and we're all moms, so I know, Miss Murray, you're not yet, but one day you'll be.
Yes.
For us, living through this pandemic and pushing through COVID, a lot of parents you know, before all this relied on after school programs or even tutoring locations. But with this new virtual normal, it's been kind of impossible to get the help that we need from home. So I love what you're doing. Please share with our viewers all about Miss Murray's Corner.
Absolutely. So my name is Kalia Murray, but also known as Miss Murray to most. And my company is called Miss Murray's Corner, and it is a virtual tutoring business. And I work with students in pre-kindergarten through 2nd grade. What's special about Miss Murray's Corner is I work on them one-on-one sessions. So I think when the pandemic hit, parents were feeling very overwhelmed. Teachers were losing their mind because they had 30 kids on their virtual screen and were trying to navigate, how am I going to teach these babies? So Mrs. Murray's Corner really focuses on honing in on those skills with one-on-one sessions, and we focus on math and literacy.
So you mentioned earlier that the opportunity with you is for kids from kindergarten to 2nd grade. How did you come up with that age group or age range?
Absolutely. So I, as I said, I am an educator, and I have taught the littles, as I call them, but pre-kindergarten and kindergarten. So they are very, very dear to my heart. And I wanted to just continue with 1st and 2nd grade as well, because within the curriculum, the standards kind of spiral up. So from pre-K to 1st, all the way up to 2nd grade, we're just kind of repeating the skills and just expanding on.
So interesting. And, you know, let's talk about this term, the summer slide. You know, I've heard of that for years. It's something I never want my kids to experience. I have 3 littles, and I'm always, you know, hoping that I'm giving them the right education, guidance, information, literature to read. Talk a little bit about the summer slide. Share with us what that is for parents at home that might not know what can happen to their children during the summertime, and what should we focus on when it comes to this age group of children from kindergarten through 2nd grade? That's kind of right where I am. I have some 3-year-olds or twins, some 3-year-olds. I have some 3-year-olds, and then I have, a 6-year-old. But yeah, talk about the summer slide and what can parents do at home, no matter what age range their children are, to prevent the summer slide from happening in their homes.
Absolutely. So the summer slide is pretty much a regression of skills. So during summertime, you know, if COVID was not happening, we'd be traveling, summer camps, doing all the fun things, maybe even on technology, but we still want our students to go further.
Now, one thing they can do is join you on Instagram, because you read a bedtime story to kids every week. And that's so cute. Will you share about that, please?
Absolutely. So yes, I thank you actually, Natalie, for joining in last week. So I host a monthly bedtime story. My sister's daughter, my niece Aspen, she's 6 years old, and she wrote a book. So she wrote a book. It's called Sibling Love. It's available at Barnes and Nobles. But before she became an author, she just was always expressing her love for reading. So I'm like, you know what? Why don't you come on Instagram Live with me one time and just read a book?
Yes.
We hope you've enjoyed the show. And if you have, or if you haven't and you've missed some, you can catch all the episodes on YouTube at Natalie's Network.
And keep up with the Connect by joining our membership networking group today at www.theconnectonline.com.
Thanks for watching. Have a great weekend.